Hello, welcome to the Fixitinpost podcast.
Hello, I'm Kevin.
I'm Josh.
This is episode 3.
Oh yes, this is episode 3, and today we're going to be doing top 3 favorite scenes in movies of opening scenes. Sorry, opening scenes in movies.
Yeah, we're gonna run down each of our top 3 opening scenes of all time,
and we'll talk about other ones. We'll have honorable mentions and stuff.
Yeah,
but
we have some that didn't quite make the list, So,
do you want to start off or?
All right. Well, I'll start off with an honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Okay.
I think this is actually an honorable mention for both of us. I think. I think in both previous episodes, I've talked about how The Dark Knight's my favorite movie, and The Dark Knight has an incredible opening scene. So we'll just get that out of the way right now.
I agree. Yeah.
That did not, as does The Dark Knight Rises, both incredible opening scenes, but those aren't either of our official picks. So that's an honorable mention because it's my favorite movie and it has a great opening scene.
Bank heist with just so many turns, and then the bus getting away. Phenomenal. Heath Ledger, great
opening scene.
Yeah.
Actually, this is off topic, but did you know? I recently learned that Christopher Nolan. You've seen Interstellar?
Yeah.
There was no green screen used in that movie.
Really?
At all.
Really?
Yeah.
No green screen or blue screen or anything?
No green screen or blue screen. It's all, they obviously
built the sets though.
They built the sets, but they used digital effects to enhance it, obviously, but the actors were never acting in front of a green screen.
That's rad.
So that scene that in the end where Matthew McConaughey is scrolling through all those bookshelves, in this weird 3D world.
Yeah. 4D. Thank you very much.
Yeah. 4D. They built a set that looked like that.
Wow.
And he was floating in there in a crane and acting and pushing on stuff. And then they added all the extra.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Pretty crazy.
That's kind of how I imagine doing live theater is great because you have the stage built for you. There's no green screens or special effects or anything. You have to work with what you got. That must have been great.
He's a real diehard for practical effects.
This is also a little off topic, but whenever someone says green screen, the scene that comes to mind is a scene in the Avengers where I saw behind the scenes and them running on a green highway.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny to see them all wearing wires with the green highway and everything around them is green. I'm like, they have incredible acting chops to pretend that they're running right now on a highway.
That whole airport scene, I think, in Captain America Civil War was all green screened. It was
incredible.
Yeah. Anyway, so all right, we got Dark Knight out of the way. That's
actually on my list as well for I wrote down a bunch of them just in case we had some overlapping ones, but
you want to hit with your first real one?
So my first real one, I'm gonna start out with not my least favorite of the 3 because they're all fantastic, but just in no particular order. Jurassic Park. Okay. I think the Jurassic Park opening scene when they're unloading the dinosaur for the first time, you kind of get that they just show the rustle of the leaves and everything, and you're kind of expecting a T-Rex because it's a dinosaur movie, and you're expecting it, and everyone's tense, they're holding weapons and stuff, and it's just a really good juke out for an old movie, especially that was it was a common trope still, but it was one of the first good uses of it in my opinion. Yeah. And then there was it was the show don't tell type of thing where they just had the movement and stuff, and then the crate comes out and they're like, oh, okay, it's fine, it's just the crate unloading and stuff. And then they fuck up the loading transfer, and the dinosaur gets loose and bites the guy, and it just gets.
But you never really see it. I mean,
you see a couple flashes of the dinosaur. It gets your intrigue. That's the point of it, though. It's oh, I want more dinosaurs. Oh, he's eating someone, or she's eating someone.
Yeah. And
then you get the line of shoot her. And it's just a close up of his mouth, which if you don't like teeth, I guess that's kind of weird for you. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just an iconic scene from an iconic movie. And I'm not going to lie. I was saying this earlier, but looking these up and trying to remember what these scenes were from my favorite movies and stuff. I felt like I was writing a Watch Mojo list. Yeah. And I was this is probably all on a Watch Mojo list.
I was just trying to think of movies that hooked me right away. Because a lot of times it takes a minute for me to get into a movie, or I don't know right away that oh, this is going to be good. So I was trying to remember when have I been watching a movie and just right away in the first 5 minutes, I was oh, this is going to be one of my favorite movies. So yeah, we have Steven Spielberg's really good with opening scenes. I mean, in general.
Yeah. Yep.
I agree. Another one of his big ones is Jaws. Same deal.
Jaws is on my honorable mentions list.
Yeah, you don't see the shark.
Well, that was because of a mechanical error. They had a different shark every time, and so the shark kept breaking down and screwing up.
Well, yeah,
so
but it was also as a stylistic. Well, no, I know
the shark. It became one of the biggest movie things ever. But he originally wanted the shark to be more. Did you know that he he actually like he had a bunch of shots where he was like trying to shoot the shark more, but because it kept breaking down, he's like, we just can't do it. And so it kind of, it didn't force him into a stylistic choice. And I know it was still a stylistic choice in the end, but like it was kind of brought on because of this mechanical failure. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of cool how sometimes like things going wrong make the best. Like
we don't see a lot of that anymore. Of filmmakers.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to be that.
Everyone shoots their wad really early on in the film. Like I haven't seen either of the new Jurassic World movies.
Neither have I, actually.
But I bet they show you the dinosaurs really quickly.
Yeah, I was in Hawaii when they were filming that movie, and
I guess it's not like it's. We already know there's going to be dinosaurs. You know,
Jurassic.
Like I guess it was different for Jurassic Park because you know, people didn't know how good the dinosaurs were going to look or how but
can we get a dinosaur movie with all the people that did the puppetry for Dark Crystal and just
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen the Dark Crystal stuff? No. Okay. All right. Anyways, moving on. What's your first one?
This is probably on a lot of people's list, but The Godfather has incredible opening scene.
Has a lot of incredible scenes in general.
I mean, it's an incredible movie in general. It's not news to anybody. Everybody knows The Godfather's awesome, but that opening scene is really great. That like it starts with the opening shot of Bonacera. His head is just like floating in the darkness, and you've got this really slow zoom outwards, which fun fact, that zoom is the first use of a timed zoom, like where the camera was on a timer and it was zooming out. You know, it wasn't a manual thing.
Was it a dolly zoom? I can't remember.
No, I think it was
just a general zoom out.
Yeah, but that was like one of the first uses of a timed camera zoom to time out with that guy's monologue that he has in the beginning about his daughter being abused. But awesome scene that just sets up the movie perfectly. So that's definitely on my list. I don't know if mine are in any particular order as well, but
they're all just good movies. There's a lot of good movies, so can't really rank these opening scenes. I feel like
and I mean like, you know, The Godfather's consistently ranked as like the best movie of all time. So
so is Citizen Kane.
Yeah, it's always up there. So I mean, Citizen Kane has a good opening sequence too.
Citizen Kane does. Honorable mention.
Is that an honorable mention on your list?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That's like a whole bunch of information hurled at you really quickly.
Yeah, it's a lot of good exposition though.
Yeah, it sets up. You kind of get this guy's whole life story.
Yeah, there's
5 minutes or something.
Very rarely do movies do exposition well anymore. I feel like it just you can kind of feel the force of it. I'll get on this later when we talk about Marriage Story, but
spoiler.
Yeah.
However, for other items.
Marriage Story had a scene that was 100% exposition, and I was into it the entire time.
The opening scene?
No.
Oh, a different scene. Yeah. Okay. So I haven't seen the movie, but I did watch the opening scene because that's on your list.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on why that's great.
Yeah, maybe you should do that one next.
I was going to do that one. I was going to do that one last.
Well,
all right, fine.
I mean,
it makes sense. All right, so my next one is Marriage Story. I thought that the entire movie was phenomenal. I saw it since last podcast, and it's hard to like. I feel like that's the way hard to rank it because it's such a new movie on my list. Yeah. But like, and it's so new in my brain. But it's just it was a phenomenal movie with like it was a lot of exposition, but ScarJo and Adam Driver just nailed it. Like they just threw everything they could at each other. The writing was so natural, and everything just felt like there was no like dead silence where I wasn't like super into it. Basically,
okay.
Like there's just so many scenes of him just talking to his kid mid sentence. Like he was like delivering this monologue to his wife or ex-wife rather, and he's like, "Go to the bathroom, Henry," whatever. Like it was just like the most natural writing and the most natural actions and stuff, and everyone plays off each other really well. But anyway, sorry, that's besides the point. The opening scene is basically. It starts off with the Adam Driver's character. Why I'm blanking on his name for some reason.
Dude, I'm the worst at remembering people's names in movies. Like
I think that might be. It's Charlie. His name's Charlie.
Yeah.
It's Charlie, who's played by Adam Driver, and he's just listing off all these great things about his wife and like what he loves about her and what makes her great and everything. And it's super long, emotional scene with like flashbacks of her and their kid together and all the beautiful moments that they make. And then it goes to ScarJo's character. I cannot remember her name, and I'm not even going to try. But it goes to her doing the same thing with all the great moments, and you see overlap where they're both like, they both said that each other's competitive in like a cute way of like Monopoly and stuff, and you see how much time they spend with their kid, and you see like how much their kid loves their parents and everything. They just have this great relationship, and then the music in the background swells, and you feel this like sense of love and just like wholesome family, and it makes you just feel so warm inside. And then it just stops and shoots to like the like legal pad papers with all that writing on it, and then it pans out into a marriage counselor with both of them sitting like 10 feet apart.
Oh geez.
And it's just emotionally wrecking.
I get the sense, so I haven't seen the movie, but
it's a long scene, by the way. They draw it out for a reason.
Yeah, I get the sense that all those things that they're saying that they like about the other person are going to end up being things that some of those things are going to end up being things that they don't like. Or that they're going to...
In a way, yeah, kind of.
Like the fact that they're competitive or, or like something, like I could see that.
Yeah, the competitive thing is definitely
twisted into like, it's like when you're seeing somebody in the beginning, the honeymoon phase, like all those cute things that you like. And then maybe sometimes, it's like, I don't think that's annoying because I'm so infatuated with this person. But then it turns into something that's like, man,
they are really, really good about using every detail that they show in the movie. There's not like a point in the movie that doesn't have a purpose to it.
Okay.
Like there's a bunch of actions that both the people do. Spoilers for Marriage Story. If you don't want to hear that, skip forward a couple seconds. But there's a bunch of shitty actions that both the characters do throughout the movie and stuff. And then there's a court scene later where they're talking to like a judge about their issues and stuff. And like their lawyers are going at it. Mm-hmm. And normally it's like, that's when like writers and stuff will dump exposition to be like, oh yeah, this parent's shitty, this parent's shitty. The only things that they bring up in the court case are things that you saw on screen.
Okay.
Like there was this one-off shot of Adam Driver like pulling up 2 hours late, not texting his wife like, oh, I'm going to be 2 hours late. And then their car seat wasn't buckled in because he thought the rental company would do it. And that's brought up later in court, being like, it was just such a one-off scene. You didn't really think too much of it. Like there was a little bit of struggle, but they brought it up later in court. And I was like, I saw that. I can like recognize like that was a shitty thing to do and like why they're twisting it. And it's just, they managed to like show every aspect that feels so real and it gets twisted by all like the lawyers and stuff. It was just so good. Cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list. Got to see it before the Academy Awards.
I was going to say, you're forced to watch it.
I have no excuse. It's on Netflix. Yeah. It's so easy. I've already paid for it.
I have no excuse to not watch Irishman, so I feel you.
Well,
it's a 3-hour movie.
3.5 hours long. That's the excuse. But
Endgame is 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I watched that in theaters.
There's actually a really good, this is off topic, but there's a really good feature about how they did all the de-aging for
Irishman.
For Irishman, yeah. It's pretty impressive because they didn't use any mocap for that either.
Really?
Yeah. So the way they did it is because Scorsese didn't want his actors to have the little things on their face, for the motion capture because he's just, he's old school, he thinks that would detract from the performance, having to them redo their performances on a green screen or a mocap stage later. And so what they did is ILM, International Light and Magic, they came up with this system where it was basically 3 cameras all on one rig, all controlled by the same thing. So it was like the middle camera was shooting the footage, and then the 2 cameras on either side of that were shooting infrared. So there were no shadows. And it was like the parallax of those 2 cameras created a 3D visual.
Okay.
And what it did is there were actually no animators animating the de-aged faces either. Like it took like several leaps forward in technology to make this happen.
Yeah.
So that they could, as I understand it, they could watch the de-aged film in real time, like basically as it was being filmed, because they made all these models beforehand, and then these infrared cameras were looking at it, and it was like,
that's impressive. That's extremely impressive.
Yeah, it was like
I'm gonna watch that now.
What is it like? What's it?
Okay.
Deep faking. It was like
deep fakes.
It was like basically like deep faking their performance in real time with the younger version of their face, I think.
Dude, deep fakes scare me. That's another tangent for another time. But yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
But that's
really cool actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a cool feature. It's like I'll send it to you later. It's like 10 minutes long, but it's really watch the movie first and then and then watch this featurette on how they did it. It's just crazy impressive.
Okay.
Actually before that they had De Niro come in and reenact a scene from Goodfellas.
Really?
Yeah, they were like testing it to see if it would work, you know, and then it was, so he like got back into character from his character from Goodfellas, and they pasted the younger version of himself on there, and it was crazy.
I love that.
Anyway, that was off topic, but
That's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Right. What's your second one?
all right. So number 2 for me is The Revenant,
Yeah.
which it's got a really cool. I don't know if the scene I'm thinking of is like the opening battle scene, which isn't technically like the first scene that we see. We see kind of like a dream flashback sequence first, but
I'll allow it.
yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah.
It's within like the first 5 minutes of the movie that you see this this battle start. And I'm a big fan of really long takes. I really like when the camera's just rolling for a really long time, and this battle is several really long takes stitched together. And it's just its pacing is really nice, and you know, it kind of how Leo weaves in and out of frame. He's doing something, and then he's gone over there, and the camera pans over, and somebody gets shot in the face with an arrow, and then you pan back over. And
yeah,
Leo,
I haven't seen The Revenant,
Leo's
but
shooting a guy out of a tree. Yeah,
we watched it right before this, and I was actually very surprised by that. Just like straight through the face, man. That was rough.
It's brutal, and it's like, you know, you've got people riding on horses and falling off horses, and all without the camera cutting. I mean, there are hidden cuts, I'm sure, but
the choreography looked really, really good.
Yeah, very highly choreographed battle.
Yeah. Those are always the best when they actually put in the time, don't just jump cut through it. Marvel movies.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like, I mean, there's a part, you know, where Leo's getting attacked by this Native American, you know, and it's like, you could totally see, I was like, oh, there's an easy place for it to cut, you know, he hits the ground when we cut, you know, but they don't, they just follow him down and struggles for it, you know, all in real time. And then the guy's head gets cleaved open by some other person, you know, it's a really, it
really looked cool. Really, really good. I should watch The Revenant at some point, because I know that's what Leo won his Oscar for. So ended the memes.
Right. Yeah. Ended the memes. It's a really good movie. It's a like the most basic story ever. Yeah. It's basically like just man wants revenge, but like a masterclass in cinematography. It's I really like the way it's shot. Long takes, beautiful.
Yeah, because you really 1917 because it was one long take. So
yeah, I mean
quote unquote.
Lots of long takes. I really like long takes. Yeah. And the Revenant is a lot of that as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. You want to?
We should do some honorable mentions, I feel like, before we do the last one.
Do you have any more honorable mentions?
Yeah. So, I mean, we talked about Jaws. That's a great scene.
It's a great opening scene.
Clockwork Orange.
I haven't seen a Clockwork Orange.
So, Clockwork Orange opening scene is basically just this guy, the evil dude, like giving a monologue, or not like it's anti-hero, but he's giving this monologue, and they're just drinking milk on this. I was
gonna say, I know there's milk involved with that movie. That's the only thing I know.
They're just drinking milk, sitting on these tables made of like plastic mannequin women. Yeah, and it's just them, and then it just zooms out and just shows you more and more like of the mannequins and stuff. It's really creepy. It's really unsettling, and it definitely puts you in the mindset for that movie, because the entire movie is so unsettling. Okay. Also, it's a great stage play. If you ever had the chance to go see it as a stage play, go do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's one I've been meaning to see for a while. Another Kubrick one that has a great opening scene is 2001.
Oh, but yep, Space Odyssey.
Yeah, I should sit down and give that movie another shot, because
Space Odyssey. Did you not like it the first time?
The last time I watched it was probably three or 4 years ago, when I was just starting to make an effort to watch like greatest movies ever, and I was like,
it's a rough one.
That was rough. Like it was like, wow, that I should probably like do some substances and then try it again.
We don't do substances.
I mean,
we're good boys.
The movie. Yeah, we don't do substances. But the movie starts, you know.
My mom listens to this podcast.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh's mom. We can cut it out. That should have been the name of the podcast. Oh, we can cut it out.
Dude, I know we keep saying that.
But I mean, 2001 starts with like 5 minutes of like music on like a black screen.
Yeah. No, it's rough. It's a rough thing to get. It's 3 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so long. And then it's like it's like a bunch more minutes of just landscape shots with nothing moving.
It has Hal though. Huh? It has Hal 3000.
Well, yeah, but that's like way
in the movie. Yeah, it's so far down there.
But like once you get to the monkeys fighting and the bone and the monolith thing, that's a pretty good opening scene. and like he throws the bone up in the air and it match cuts to the spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that could be an honorable mention.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Which one?
The first one.
The first. I don't even know how that one starts. I've seen it, but I don't remember how it starts.
Neither do I. You just reminded me of the Planet of the Apes.
Just because they were monkeys.
Yeah, literally just because they were monkeys and space.
Monkeys.
Well, because I remember like they get lost. Like the spaceship gets lost and they get sent forward in time. So
that's
how the Rise of the Planet of the Apes starts, or not Rise, but Planet of the Apes. Yeah, because they think they're on an alien planet, but it's Earth.
It's Earth.
God damn it, they've done it!
Spoilers for
if you haven't seen Planet of the Apes,
you've had like 70 years or something.
Yeah, you've had a long time to see that movie.
Yeah, you've had time.
Honorable mention, just because it's one of my favorite movies, is The Mummy. The original one with Brendan Fraser, not the new one. The new one's trash. But
I haven't seen The Mummy.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's a really good movie. Just go watch it. I don't want to talk about it too much more. But
okay.
Is there any comedies that you can think of that come to mind?
That have a great opening scene?
Yeah. I think Stripes has a pretty good opening scene. It's basically just Bill Murray like being an awful husband and not having his life together. And it's just like this taxi scene where this like bitchy old lady just gets a taxi, and then he's just a really bad taxi driver. And then he drives the wrong way to the airport, goes to a bridge, stops his car in the middle of the road, gets out because the lady's being such a jerk, takes his keys and just tosses it over the bridge in New York. And he's like, I'm gonna jump. And then just does this entire monologue. And then on his way home, he picks up his wife's like white dress, whatever, and some pizza, and some guy like repos his car, and so then he just like drops his dress. This is all in the
opening scene?
Yeah, this is all in the opening scene.
Oh, jeez.
Guy dropped, well, because the movie's about him joining the military because of how like shit his life is and he's trying to get it back together.
Oh, okay.
But and then he drops the dress and the pizza at the same time, and it shows up, and his wife's just so sick of it, and so she starts to leave him, and then she leaves him, and then him and his buddy go drink a beer and stuff, and then they join the military, and then shenanigans ensues from there. It's a great movie. I love Stripes. Bill Murray's great. I love Bill Murray.
I'm trying to think of comedies. I don't know. Not that many comedies like
have great
impress me that much, honestly.
Yeah. No, because cause they're meant to be funny. So it's
I watched Dinner for Schmucks this week.
What the hell is that?
It's a Steve Carell movie, but it was not awesome for me. But
actually, you know what comedy movie actually had a decent opening? That's one of my only it's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies.
No, I don't.
Grown Ups. Because it actually had an emotional kind of like opening scene because they showed them playing basketball together to establish their like relationship and stuff. And then the coach died and then brought them together. Oh. And then the shenanigans doesn't really ensue too much until after the coach's death. So it was actually a pretty decent opening scene to like show their relationship.
I don't know if I've seen Grown Ups. I think I've seen Grown Ups 2 though.
You gotta watch Grown Ups. It's actually a good movie.
It's actually good.
Yeah, I liked Grown Ups. It's a good chuckle.
Yeah.
Get drunk and watch it.
I'm trying to think. Like the best comedies I've seen in like the last few years, I'm trying to think of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That's a good one. But I don't remember how it starts.
I can't remember how Happy Gilmore starts. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. There's just so many movies that like I didn't research in going into this, but like, because I mean we just did the ones that popped out.
No comedies came to mind at all.
Yeah, right.
Like very few of my I feel like favorite movies are comedies. So
that's what it says about the movie industry, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So we could go back to, you want to hit your third legit one? Or?
My third legit one is Iron Man. So a lot of the Marvel movies I feel like don't have super strong openings, but they have some pretty good ones that are meant to be flashy and fun. Like I'm just going to tangent for a second. Like Black Panther has a really good opening scene because it shows T'Challa's skills and stuff. And it's when he throws the like EMP grenades on the thing and it's all black. And
yeah.
Endgame has a good opening scene because they killed Thanos. Spoiler: they killed Thanos again, and it's just kind of like it's very unsatisfying and it makes you feel so weird.
You know, it does absolutely nothing to say spoiler after.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Said the spoiler, like just so you know.
Yeah,
that doesn't.
Well, I'm just saying spoiler when we keep talking about it. So
yeah, but that's in like the first 5 minutes of Endgame. So
yeah, that's why I wasn't too worried about it. But Iron Man, it started a generation of movies, and it had Robert Downey. It was basically just like Robert Downey Jr. is like coming back into being acting and stuff because this was like right after he'd done all the drugs and stuff, and Disney was taking a huge risk on him. And he just kind of nails it. Like it just shows off Tony Stark's personality so much, his cocky, arrogant attitude.
So this is when he's like in the convoy that gets blown up. That's okay.
Yeah.
I was just making sure that I knew that was the first scene.
Yeah. And so he's in the convoy with these 3 guys, well, 2 guys and 1 girl, and they're just like asking him questions about his Playboy life and stuff. And it's so jolly, is that a word?
Jolly?
Jubilant?
Sure.
Yeah, jolly, jubilant, whatever. And there's just very happy, like go lucky. He's being a cocky Playboy millionaire and stuff.
He does that demonstration, right? First?
No.
Is that
no. Demonstration's later.
What?
When he's like, I have successfully monetized world peace, and it's just everything blows up. No, the very first thing you see is him riding in the convoy. He's riding to like go do things.
Right, and then he gets blown up.
Yeah, and he gets blown up in the convoy.
And then we see that the other stuff later. It cuts back in time.
I'm pretty sure that's after he became Iron Man. I'm pretty sure it's after he escapes the cave, because then he comes back and he's like,
No. After he escapes the cave, he doesn't sell weapons anymore.
Yeah, but like.
No,
I can't remember.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I might be wrong.
You're wrong. He blows up stuff and then he goes.
No, I know exactly what scene you're talking about. Yeah, it might cut back in time. You might be
Maybe
right.
It cuts back in time.
Yeah. But yeah, so then it's like that, and then the convoy gets blown up with literally missiles that have his name on it, and then it's a good lead into the cave scenes, and then him like kind of starting his arc of like redeeming himself. And I don't know, it launched an entire generation of movies, and I feel like we have to give credit to that.
Okay. Trying to think if any of the other Marvel movies have particularly interesting opening scenes. I'm remembering.
Captain America had an interesting one just because it was showing Steve Rogers as a weak little baby, and then he like kind of comes into himself. But I don't know. Thor's was pretty lackluster, if I'm being honest.
I'm trying to.
Thor. By the way, I have an issue with the Thor movie.
The first one?
Yeah. It's a great movie overall, but god damn it, can they just not use Dutch tilts anymore?
What is that?
It's when you like slightly skew the camera to one direction, and the entirety of the movie is basically just one long Dutch tilt, and it pisses me off.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about how they bleached his eyebrows.
Oh no.
That was the true crime of
No,
Thor.
the true crime is CGIing Henry Cavill's mustache in Man of Steel, or not Man of Steel, Justice League.
Yeah.
But
what can you do? He was in Mission Impossible.
Okay, also Witcher is really good. I was going to talk about that when we talk about fight choreography.
Wait, okay. You just watched the one scene. I haven't seen any of it. But
so the beginning of in that first episode, there's a great fight scene, and when you're talking about the Revenant, it kind of reminded me of that.
We should do an episode on that. We should do best fight scenes.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's a good. You guys this is our thought process, but that'd be a good episode. Best fight scenes.
So peep our podcast in a couple weeks for a fight scene podcast.
For a fight scene podcast, would you guys like to see that? Actually, we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
I'm already thinking.
Comment down below if you want to, but we're gonna do it.
Fight scenes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think Iron Man, great. It was a great introduction to the MCU in general, and it was just a good movie overall. But yeah, opening scene definitely kind of sticks with you. So,
okay.
What about you? What's your last one?
Third one was Reservoir Dogs.
That's right.
Which is Quentin Tarantino's.
Tarantino does a good job.
First feature? Was it his first feature?
Actually, can I change one of my answers later? We'll talk about this.
Okay, we'll go back. Reservoir Dogs, where they're all sitting around in that diner talking. And I mean, like, actually, the more I watch Tarantino, the less I like Tarantino. But
controversy.
Yeah, but I really like that opening scene just because it's like everybody's just talking about nothing. I mean, like they're talking about like, whether you should tip waitresses, and they're talking about like what this song like what Like a Virgin means, and like Quentin Tarantino goes into some big like thing about what he thinks Like a Virgin is about, and
just some song analysis with some bros.
Yeah, just some song analysis, and they're just like, it's a lot of panning around outside of them all sitting at this table, and like,
so it's just a lot of like naturalized talk, basically.
Yeah, it's just really like, I mean, that is one thing that I think Tarantino does really well is his dialogue. When he sits down to write like a natural dialogue scene, it sounds pretty natural. That's a great opening scene. I really like that. And it's kind of like a interesting, like it tells you a lot about the characters' personalities before we get into this big, like whodunit kind of scenario.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked that.
Okay.
What did you wanted to change one of your answers?
I don't want to change one of my answers. I just want to add another honorable mention because you're talking about Tarantino. And no, I'm not going to say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, although that did have a pretty interesting opening scene. But Inglourious Bastards.
What is the opening scene?
So it's basically like one of the Nazi like people is coming into their house and they're hiding people underneath the floorboards. The amount of
you're right.
Yeah, that's such a good scene.
I'm adding that to mine too. That's a great opening scene.
The tension in that scene is no other, because they're just like, if you're hiding, I'm not gonna do it anyways. But like, if they're hiding the people underneath the floorboards, and they're just like, there's a shot of them looking up to the floorboards and everything, and just
that's a tense scene.
Yeah, that just totally reminded me of that.
That's one of my favorite Tarantino ones. Is Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, what a good movie! Yeah, I want to go watch that movie now.
That's a good one that you thought of. That's a great opening scene.
Yeah,
with the milk.
Yeah, more milk. They should take up with some Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. More milk.
Yeah.
Best milk scenes in movies.
Yeah, okay, we'll do top 10 milk scenes.
We got that green milk from Star Wars.
Yeah.
We got
the milk from Clockwork Orange.
Milk and Inglourious Bastards.
We got the weird like milk and Grown-Ups.
What?
So basically like this kid's like 4 years old and he's still milking off his mother.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about
like that kid from Game of Thrones?
I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Oh, there's a scene.
I don't refuse to watch it.
She's like breastfeeding like a 9-year-old kid or something.
Oh, that's weird.
What? Okay, we got off topic.
Yeah.
Best milk scenes in movies.
Oh yeah. That's a good topic to be. Okay. I have a question. So what about animated movies? You mean good animated movie scenes?
Opening scenes?
Yeah, sure. Because I feel like we can do another podcast just on like best scenes or shots in general.
Yeah, favorite shots or best animated movie opening scenes.
So I am actually a huge fan of Cars and Ratatouille. Okay. I really like Cars and Ratatouille. I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse has a great opening scene.
The opening scene
is just Miles like drawing and singing to school.
Is that the opening scene? I thought the opening scene was Spider-Man.
I was thinking about like Miles opening, but yeah, you're right. It is.
The like first Spider-Man.
Yeah, the first Spider-Man, because they were like, all right, let's try this one last time, and it goes to like a million of those as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But also Miles' opening, if you're counting that, is also really good.
Animated. One of my favorite movies ever is The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, that opening scene is incredible.
But I'm trying to think, how does it actually start? What's like the very first thing we see?
We see him. It's him and her together taking care of that bank robber on the rooftop, and they're like, they're like, I have to go to another. I have another engagement.
No. It starts
with the marriage scene. Yeah.
No, it starts with them talking to the camera about like they're doing interviews. You know?
Yeah. Isn't that intermittent between that though?
No. It's like them talking about like their secret identity.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's how it starts, which is good, which is cool.
Okay.
And then I think it goes into a montage of this, why the supers had to go away, had to go into hiding. I think it goes into.
I thought no,
that's after. That's after he stops the train. Never mind.
Well, no, because there's also that scene with them on the rooftop with Elastigirl and stuff, and he's like, I have another engagement.
Okay, but before that, he stops the bank robbers by swinging the tree into the road.
Because that's after Incrediboy.
No, that's how it starts, because he's doing that and he's like, I got time. And
then
he stops the tree.
I thought that was later though.
With the tree, and then Incrediboy shows up,
and
then he goes back on his way, and he's like,
bomb.
I got time, and then he goes and does
saves the suicide guy, or stops the train, and then he realizes the suicide guy's gonna jump.
The train's after. You're getting him. He does the thing with Elastigirl first.
Yeah. Okay.
So he stops the bank robbers.
Yeah.
With the tree,
and then
he saves the cat.
Yeah. No, I remember the cat.
Stops the bank robbers, and then he goes and stops that guy on the rooftop with Elastigirl.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Then he goes and stops the train.
And then he catches the suicide jumper.
And then he
he fights the bomb.
And then the bomb guy. Wait.
No, I feel like we're both getting this very mixed up.
The bomb guy blows him up. No. We're right. I'm right.
Okay. All right.
So,
all right. Yeah. So
trust me, I know my Incredibles.
Okay.
So he fights the bomb guy. Incrediboy shows back up with the rocket boots.
Yeah. No, I remember that. And he calls him an annoying kid.
The bomb gets strapped on his boot. He flies out the window with the bomb. Mr. Incredible follows him out, flings the bomb, which blows up the train. So then he has to save the train.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And then like they put Incrediboy in the cop car, and he's like,
you're a nuisance.
I'm your biggest fan, and then
And then there's like the newspaper,
and then
like
the
guy. They have like the
cops
trial
are
case.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you want to help track down Bon Voyage? And he's like, no, I gotta go. And then he goes and gets married.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And then the suicide guy and the sues him.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we go into the montage. I'm pretty sure that's how it
I
goes.
think you're right.
We just spent like 5
I
minutes.
was gonna
going
say
over
we
the
spent
opening
so
to
long.
Incredibles.
Okay, so Incredibles is a very
Incredibles.
good opening.
Yeah.
Very good. And then Cars opens up with Lightning McQueen
I am Speed.
I am Speed. And then he does the race and
And
stuff.
what song plays? Those are
Life
really good.
is a high. No, that's
No,
later
no.
on. That's earlier on.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like,
Life is a Highway. Whenever I hear that movie, or hear that song, I think of Cars.
oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so he does that race, and then
wait.
he's with Mac, and then Mac gets sleepy and lets him like drift off into radio.
Actually, yeah,
Springs
that first racing Cars. I want to hear that song. Hang on. Shit.
Are you gonna make me edit this out? Can
Yeah.
we just mute our mics instead?
Just fix it in post.
Here we go. Focus. Speed.
I'm gonna cut this out. What are you doing?
I just want to hear the song that plays.
42 losers. I eat losers for breakfast.
I haven't seen Cars in a hot minute.
Maybe I should
Are we leaving this in?
Yeah.
Brekkie could be good for me.
Are we gonna get copy striked for this?
Probably. That's why I'm worried. I could also have played
No,
this through my.
we're talking over it. It's fine.
I could have played this through my computer though. That's the thing.
No. I just want to hear the song. This.
Yeah. Lightning's ready.
I can't wait to hear how this came out. That's horrible audio. It's peaking so badly.
I don't give a fuck, dude.
All right. So yeah.
That is a great opening scene though.
Yeah.
Cars.
I love Cars.
Yeah.
That scene where they do the quick change is just so good to me.
I used to watch Cars all the time.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
I should rewatch it.
Yeah. And then Ratatouille was another one I liked.
I have no idea how Ratatouille starts.
I love Ratatouille.
I think I've seen Ratatouille once when I was like 9.
Oh man, I believe it starts with them invading the house, and like Remy is like he finds like cheese and like a strawberry, and his brother's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Just taste the cheese and the strawberry. Now try them together."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, cut that out for
No.
sure.
Nope.
That chewing,
Nope.
dude, you're gonna trigger our audience. They're never gonna come back.
We're gonna start an ASMR channel now.
Okay.
I actually dig ASMR, but
Fuck that.
ASMR. But so yeah. Any other animated movies that deserve?
Dude, I'm not as well versed in animated movies by a long shot. So
How dare you?
yeah, it's too bad. I should make more of an effort. But
Yeah, you really should, honestly.
But I definitely don't know enough to be like, I had a great opening scene.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Any
of
other
like,
honorable mentions that we can think of?
Yeah, I'm trying to like think of like categories and stuff because like we did most dramas or like we did like through comedies. We did animated. I don't know. Can't really think of like anything else off the top of my
something
head.
that hooked me right away.
Yeah.
What about from the first shot? I knew I was gonna like that movie.
I mean, we could. Do you watch? How much TV do you watch? How many TV shows? I know you're more of a movie dude, but
No,
not enough to
not
like.
enough.
Okay.
Not enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say good pilot episodes, but
Yeah, that could be another episode. Best pilots.
if you don't watch TV shows, why would we do an episode on pilots?
I don't know.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we have anything else to talk about.
We can do recommendations now, I guess. And wrap it up.
I haven't seen anything enough new stuff since last week. So
I mean, what about an old movie? You can recommend an old movie too. It doesn't have to be new. My recommendation is obviously Marriage Story. Just saw it like the other night.
It's fresh on your mind.
Phenomenal movie. I really, really enjoyed it. Adam Driver is slowly becoming one of my favorite actors.
I saw.
I actually really like Richard Dean Anderson. He's one of my favorite actors. Like still, he played MacGyver and in Stargate SG-1. If you've ever seen that, so.
Wait, what has he been in recently?
Recently, I don't think he's done anything recently.
Okay.
I would have to.
I thought he was a Marriage Story.
No. Just Richard Dean Anderson is just one of my favorite actors. I was just mentioning it.
What does he even?
He
look
was
like
MacGyver.
now? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's old now.
He's old.
Yeah. He grew up.
He done grown up.
I mean, he was pretty old in Stargate SG-1 anyways, so. Yeah.
Something that I've seen recently that was good, but is gonna be weird is The Handmaiden.
Okay.
It's a Japanese Korean movie. So
yeah, I've heard of it actually.
It's good, but it's also like very, very sexually graphic.
Okay.
So if you're gonna watch it, be prepared. It's on Amazon Prime if you have that, but it's like very, very graphic.
Actually, okay, hold on. I have another.
It's kind of a little bit excessive, but it's okay because the story's good.
Wait,
but there was a little bit where I was like, this is a little bit much.
There's Sixth Sense had a pretty good opening. It wasn't phenomenal.
Isn't that when he gets shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of the premise of the movie, it makes it a good opening.
Yeah.
Because like it's hard to play off someone dying and then you not knowing that they're dying.
Actually, if we're talking M. Night Shyamalan.
You made me get
we're
on
talking about M. Night Shyamalan. Unbreakable has a really good opening scene.
Okay.
When you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're on the train and it keeps panning back and forth between little cracks.
No, you're not right. Yeah.
And he's like he starts flirting with a woman and he takes off his marriage ring or his wedding ring, marriage ring.
Marriage stories on the mind.
Yeah. He takes off his wedding ring and he keeps flirting with this woman and
the back and forth. Yeah, that's also pretty good. Yeah.
And then the train crashes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess we don't see the train crash. We see him wake up in this room, but
yeah,
that's a good opening scene.
Yeah.
Also a long take, which is my favorite thing.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I
think we're Thanks for listening.
This has been episode 3.
Yeah.
Tune in next week, which will possibly be about fight scenes.
Fight scenes are our greatest shots.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right, cool.
Thank you.